You just got laid off. Maybe it happened yesterday, maybe this week or last week, and you're still in that weird space where you're really not sure how you feel about it. You may be feeling shocked, scared, maybe even a little bit relieved, or maybe all of it all at once. And everyone around you is saying the same thing. You need to move fast. You need to get out there and start applying to jobs right away. So you open your laptop, you get your resume updated, you go to LinkedIn, and you start scrolling job postings. Maybe you apply to a few, but you're not even sure those are jobs that you want. You're feeling overwhelmed, so you just close the laptop. I'm Danielle Bradley. I'm a career coach for mid-career professionals, and today I want to talk about what you should be doing in the first 30 days after a layoff. The reality is that most people either freeze or they go all out in panic applying, and both of these approaches will slow you down. There is a better way. Here's what I see almost every time. Someone gets laid off and they feel the pressure immediately. The mortgage, the car payment, the family that is depending on them. So they go into survival mode. They dust off their old resume, maybe update it, and they start mass applying on LinkedIn using the Easy Apply. Then 2 months go by and they have almost nothing to show for it. A few automated rejections, maybe one screening call, but mostly a lot of confusion about why things are not working. The problem here is not that they're not doing enough work. It's that they skipped the foundation. They started running before deciding where it is exactly that they want to go. And in a market like this one, this can cost you weeks, if not months. So let's talk about what to do instead. Week 1 is about process before you apply. The first week is not about applying to jobs. I know this can feel counterintuitive, but week 1 is about giving yourself permission to process what just happened. After all, a layoff is a loss, even if you saw it coming. Even if part of you might be relieved, depending on the situation, there's still grief involved. Grief for the routine, the stability, the people that you were working with, the job that you were doing. I went through a layoff myself in mid-career. It wasn't my first one either. I was a high performer. I had been leading a team of over 900 people. And all of a sudden, I was sitting at home, not knowing what to do next. But I realized that I hadn't done anything wrong, and you haven't either. So after you've given yourself this time in week 1, ask yourself, what do you truly want to do next? Give yourself the time that you need to determine what is going to make sense at this time in your career. It's an opportunity potentially for a reset. I know that it was for me. What kind of role, what kind of company, what does your next chapter look like? Most people skip this completely and they end up applying for everything, which means they're positioned for nothing. Now, in week 2, you want to get your documents ready. That means upgrading your resume, optimizing your LinkedIn profile before you start applying to anything, before you even start to network. But remember, your resume needs to show very specific outcomes that you have delivered, not just a list of responsibilities and tasks that you were doing in your prior roles. Hiring managers already know the tasks for the roles that they're hiring for. What they want to know is what happened and what changed because you were there. What was the impact of the work that you did? If your resume is reading like a job description, it's truly not doing its job. It's the same with LinkedIn. Your headline shouldn't be your past role and the company that you worked at. It needs to be positioned for the role that you want next and for what recruiters are searching for those types of positions, because they are searching on the platform. When our client Peter updated his LinkedIn profile the way that we recommended, he updated it on a Friday and he got 3 recruiter calls by the Monday. So get your documents done in week 2. Don't start applying until those are ready to go. Week 3 is where you build your strategy and start your active search. By now, you have clarity about what you're looking for and the documents that support it. So you start a strategic search, not 1 track, but 2 tracks. Track number 1 is the open and visible job market. You apply to roles that are genuinely of interest to you, not Easy apply to 50 jobs per week. Track 2 is the hidden job market. That's where 70% of roles are. Those roles are filled through referrals, through conversations, and through recruiters and hiring officials looking for people with your skills and experience on LinkedIn. For that to work though, your profile has to be optimized and you have to be active on the platform so that you can get found. A current client told me recently that a hiring manager's boss reached out to her on LinkedIn for a role that she had not applied for. That company and that position was not even on her radar. But now, because they found her on LinkedIn, because her profile was optimized for what she wanted, and she was active on the platform, signaling to the algorithm that she was in an active job search, they reached out to her directly and invited her in for an interview. She's in the interview process right now. This is what can happen when you're clear on what you want and you have taken the time to develop documents that will attract those opportunities to you. The other piece is networking. You can start doing that with people that you already know, people that you used to work with, former managers, former colleagues, even former clients. But the trick here is you don't have to go and ask them for a job. You're just asking for a conversation, for a touch point, for a catch up. You could say something like, I'm in transition, I'm exploring my options, I would love to catch up with you. That's networking. It doesn't have to be any more complicated than that. In week 4, you want to assess and potentially adjust. By week 4, you have some data. You've been applying, you've been having some conversations, and you have a little bit of data that you can take a look at. Take an honest look at how things are going. Are you getting responses to your applications? Are you getting responses to your connection requests? And are you having conversations that are helpful with people in your network? If it's not going as anticipated, don't start to question your worth. Just spend some time reviewing your approach. And you might need a few more weeks of data to really understand what's going on. But it's almost never an age issue or a market issue. It's usually a positioning issue, a messaging issue, and both of these things are fixable. One of my clients came to me after several months of an unsuccessful job search. He was at the senior levels in tech and he thought his career was over after layoff. But we rebuilt his resume around the impact that he had made. We optimized his LinkedIn profile for exactly the type of role that he wanted at this time in his career. And we developed a clear strategy. He had a job offer 31 days later at 55 in tech. It wasn't magic, it was the right approach. So if you've been laid off, start here. Decide what it is that you want at this stage in your career. What is your target role? What type of industry do you want to work in? Is it the same as what you were doing before, or do you want to make a career pivot? Then take a look at your resume and honestly ask yourself, am I demonstrating the impact of the work that I did? Those 2 questions will give you a very good idea of where to start. A layoff is not the end, it's a transition. And how you handle the first 30 days can truly make a difference. Process it, get clear on what you want, then get your documents ready and execute with a real proven strategy. That's what gets you hired faster. And consider getting some support. In my company, we offer this type of support, whether you're in transition or in a role that you don't love, with my Get Hired Mid-Career formula. We have a proven process and a community that helps people land a job much faster than they would if they were to go at it on their own. I invite you to take a look in the description below. There's an area where you can book a call with us and see how we might be a fit for working together. And subscribe for more career advice specifically for mid-career professionals. And watch this video next, why networking on LinkedIn isn't working and what actually gets you job offers. The link is in the description below as well. I'll see you in the next video.